What if Deku was Gecko Moria? Part 4, the USJ. We start this off with a meeting with the heroes to talk about the infiltration of, well, a graveyard and the stealing of corpses. As several heroes are talking, whispering among themselves about what's the meeting about. As, of course, Toshinori Yagi, All Might's smaller form, is in the meeting as well. As Nezu gets up onto, his thing. Welcome all for coming. Today we're here to discuss about a really interesting and very worrisome phenomenon. And what would that be? Aizawa asks. As he pulls up the screen, 5 corpses were pronounced stolen from such cemetery. This cemetery held the previous number one hero's corpse that was also stolen, as well as a few villains and a few heroes' corpses. As Deborah's like, you called us here for a simple meeting to talk about a few dead people? Listen, we do not know who could have stolen these corpses. This could be a very big problem down the road. As Toshinori Yagi agrees. Yes, for example, we don't know who would be using the corpses. For all we know, they could be turned into something. It could be someone like All for One. It could be someone able to reanimate corpses or something. They're just speculating. But we have no idea who and why they stole these corpses. We need to find this out. I don't see the point in this, as Endeavor and a few other heroes just leave the meeting, not caring that a couple corpses have gone missing. As Eraserhead, seemingly looks at Nezu. Is this really an important matter? It's just a few corpses. Those corpses happen to belong to some heroes. I don't really care about the villain ones that were stolen. But having the previous number one hero's grave and body, messed with, is a crime. And we must enforce it and find out who did it. That may take time since we have no evidence of who took the body. All we know is that it was stolen by a van. And who's the one that got that evidence? As Toshinori Yagi raises his hand, I went to pay my respects the other day when I saw a white van leave. And when I got there, the corpse, coffin had been emptied. Like the coffin had been taken out of the ground and put in the back of the van and just gone. This is very concerning, but we can't do much about it. We have the USJ in a few days, so I suggest we take matters onto that. We can worry about finding the corpses after the USJ. After all, maybe someone was just wanting to admire them. There are some weird people out there that do have collections. Although it may not be such good collections, they do like to collect stuff. Have you forgotten what, we found a weapons collection as well as an ancient collection. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a person that collected bodies out there, so we'll find out later. But for now, I think we need to focus on the USJ. As Nezu sighs, I have to agree with Aizawa. Toshinori Yagi gets up. We need to find this person that stole these graves. Listen, Toshinori. You may be worried because your master's, grave has been messed with. But I highly doubt it's going to be used for anything nefarious. There's not a person out there that can, animate corks. Use corpses. The Nomus and Gecko Moria zombies that we know of. So I doubt this will be a problem. Very well, Nezu. We'll focus then after the USJ. I'm so glad you agree. As we go to Gecko Moria, Deku, as he's just sitting in the chair, eating some popcorn. Yeah, look at the news, Dr. Hanaku. As Dr. Hanaku had walked in, as he looked at the news talking about the missing corpses, it looks like we got the front lines today. So what do you plan to do? Well, I was planning to recruit someone else today, but plans have tended to change. The USJ is coming up and I don't have time to meet them. Very well. Shall I prepare the vehicle? Are we technically vigilantes or villains? You still have not described that. We're on the measurement of both. I don't care what happens to the heroes anymore. They've shunned me too far enough. Although I do respect the civilian population to a degree. They can be a nuisance. So I'll just let them be. I'm more interested in getting on the people, revenge on the people that ruined my life. I see. Shall I order the corpses to be ready? You said you were making an indestructible corpse, correct? Yes. It was a very, steel-type corpse. Basically, it's a person body that was basically made out of pure metal. One of the hardest in the world. Ah, where'd you find that corpse, by the way? As he starts to chuckle. That's the funny thing, Gecko Moria. I didn't. As Gecko Moria Deku raises an eyebrow. What? You didn't find the corpse? Then how did you get it? I simply added several corpses together. I don't see how that would work. You would be adding multiple quarks onto the beast. I presume. Yes, but I needed certain quarks, all hardening type quarks, and man, were there a variety around Japan. From steel to diamond to gold to crystal. Even metal, steel. Oh, is this a creature that has that many types of things around its body? Yes. I would love to see it. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a way to completing it. I do apologize, Gecko Moria. No. Don't apologize, Dr. Hanaku. You've already made me a delightful batch of zombies as it is. And we know that the USJ is happening in about a few days. We just need to find our entry point. We could try to team up with the League of Villains just to sneak ourselves in. Yes, but then how are we going to sneak the zombies in? Ding, ding, ding. I have got an amazing idea. Question. Wouldn't there need to be a, type of a water entryway? Especially for the shipwreck zone? How do you know what's in the USJ, sir? I may or may not have gotten a tour when I was younger. I persisted on going. So, I got myself a little tour of the place back when it was being built. That is actually excellent thinking, sir. Yes, I know. This is why. There should be an entry waterway. We'll send the corpses through there. Won't they get wet? It's not salt water, is it? I don't think so. I'll have to check. If it's salt water, that'll be a problem. And why is that? Well, my corpses are very resilient and all that, but they do have a fatal weakness. Salt water nullifies my ability of shadows. It will cause the shadow to disappear from the corpse, making it nothing but a husk. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way around it, but I'm working on it. It will work on all but myself. But I really don't want to risk the waterway if it's salt. Because then I'll lose a bunch of zombies. And especially the Nana Shamora zombie, who you have worked so hard to create for me. But I do worry what would happen if I didn't do anything. The LOV would get all the credit, and Gecko Moria wouldn't get my name out there. So there's plenty of problems for me to deal with right now. How about this, Gecko Moria? Gecko Moria looks at Dr. Hanaku. What is it? Why don't we just have them build a tunnel? We have a few days before the USJ begins. We could build a tunnel from the sewer system underneath the USJ. It won't trigger any type of alarm. And when we get to the surface, we wait until the attack. The day of the attack. And the time frame we've been given. Smart thinking, Doctor. I knew I had hired you for a reason. Keep up the good work. As Gecko Moria put his hand on his shoulder. You've not let me down yet. You are an excellent doctor. As Gecko Moria walks away with his hands behind his back, with his shadow just smiling along the wall. As Dr. Hanaku looks back. Gecko Moria, I wouldn't say it's an honor for that. I would say it's more of an honor that I got to serve someone that appreciates my work. Because having someone that appreciates my work on corpses is surely amazing. No one has ever backed me before. And those who wanted to back me only wanted to use me. We're kind of just benefiting each other. You give me the necessary supplies. I get what I want. And you get, well, what you want. If I worked for the LOV, things would have been much different. I prefer this one, though. As Dr. Hanaku walks away. As it's been a few days, the day of the USJ attack. As Gecko Moria is not going underground, he's not going to be making his appearance in the USJ. Not today. But he does have a few zombies. He has Nana Shimura, several other zombies, and Darren the butler. The butler zombie. Waiting for the time. Now, when they start hearing fighting above, it's about time for them to strike. As Darren tells Nana Shimura, break the floor. As Nana Shimura, pretty much the Chimera zombie, would approach the loose leaf floor of the USJ as she would swing a punch, breaking it, making kind of like the rubble of the floor in like the middle of the USJ just fling everywhere. As Nana Shimura and several zombies came out, surprising the villains, surprising the students, surprising Aizawa. As Darren would say, attack! As the zombies don't care. They honestly went on a rampage. The regular zombies, with their quirks, are just fighting the other villains. Nana Shimura and Darren are currently just standing at the entryway. As Shigaraki looks confused. Who are they? I don't know. Maybe another group had planned to attack the USJ, same as we did. That's impossible. We'd made sure that no one else would attack. As Darren looks over at Shigaraki. If it isn't the LOV. As Darren then pulls out a little bit of a device. As it starts playing a message. This message is Gecko Moria's voice. Well, villains and heroes. I am Gecko Moria. And I would like to say I do feel bad for not coming here myself. But unfortunately, due to my limited entryways, I had to, cancel my appearance here at the USJ. But I do send you a gift. I send you multiple gifts. Let me introduce you to a creature I like to call the Chimera. But not just any Chimera zombie. This Chimera zombie is made from the corpse of Nana Shimura. Very powerful indeed. It can even rival All Might in his prime. I've done some tests, and wow, it really works. For instance, and she was able to level a mountain. A very powerful zombie indeed, has to be one of the best we've created. Now, I hope you enjoy my little gift. She. As, of course, Shigaraki orders the Nomu to attack, well, Nana Shimura, the zombies, as Nana Shimura fights back, or the zombie Nana Shimura, as she throws a punch, sending the Nomu just sliding back in one punch, shocking, well, Aizawa, Shigaraki, Kirigiri, and a lot of the other villains and all that, as it had a dent in its chest by the one punch. As Darren speaks up, "You think this was just some weak zombie? This zombie was crafted with the experts of Dr. Hanaku, and given power by Gecko Moria, Nana Shimura." As the zombie looks over at Darren with a growl. "Wrap this up." As the zombie rushes towards the Nomu, hitting it 3 times or sending it towards the, well, stairway. As then she would pretty much blitz it and then just claw its head off. Just simply grabbing it and decapitating it. As everyone was surprised by Nana Shimura's speed. I barely even kept track. As the zombie just simply walks over back to, well, Darren and the other zombies. Now, of course, some villains did try to attack it. They got torn to shreds. But of course, as soon as the Nomu was defeated, of course the LOV got out of there. Shigaraki, the coward, essentially, once the Nomu was defeated, he just cowered out of there. After he leaves, All Might comes in, of course, with his saying, "I am here." Of course, he gets to the stairs and sees, well, the back of Nana Shimura, which he can't tell it's Nana Shimura's corpse because he's looking at the back. As he rushes down to go throw a punch at Nana Shimura, she simply put her hand up, grabbing All Might's punch before spinning around, kicking him. As Nana Shimura the zombie Nana Shimura makes her way to All Might. As All Might takes a look and notices the hair, the outfit. "That's Nana Shimura's corpse. What is it doing here?" As it tries to strike All Might, and he's barely able to dodge. As, of course, they start throwing blows. Of course, Nana Shimura's getting more hits on All Might than All Might's getting on zombie Nana Shimura. But All Might does get a really good gut punch in, sending her flying and doing a bit of a backflip back and sliding to the ground near Darren. As All Might's angry, "What have you done to Nana, the former One Hero's corpse?" As Aizawa gets over there, "That's a zombie." As All Might looks over, "What?" "Some person named Gecko Moria made the corpse. So that's the person that stole Nana Shimura's corpse." As also, Darren, I want to mention this. Darren has a camera and was watched the entire scenario as Dr. Hanaku is taking notes, and Gecko Moria is just laughing. She. They really think they can defeat my Nana Shimura zombie. This is just getting more and more interesting. What did you say, Dr. Hanaku? Yes, and I'm getting as much feedback data from the corpses, more than anticipated. I'll be able to continue my research with various results with this. Good to hear. But shall we say we speed things along? It won't take too long before the rest of the backup of the heroes arrive. Shall we pull our forces out, or shall I let them be destroyed by the overwhelming number of heroes? It would be a shame to lose such a valuable zombie as Nana Shimura, especially at this time frame. You're right. As then a call would appear on like Darren's phone or something. As the Darren zombie's like the one in command of all the zombies. As he picks up the phone, yeah. Got it. Alright, Nana Shimura, as the zombie quickly turns around, growling at Darren. Orders from Gecko Moria. We are leaving. As All Might is like, no, as, like, says no before rushing towards, well, Nashimura. As Nashimura simply just enhances her strength, using the fragment of all, one for all, and just hits All Might, sending him flying to the door. Before they escape using the exact same tunnel they came and entered. Now, a few of the zombies did get killed, because Shigaraki did decay one or two. And some other quarks that were able to, get rid of the zombies. But Nana Shimura and several other zombies did get away. And as they're walking amongst the sewers, Darren is giving his report to Gecko Moria. Ah, yes, I watched the entire thing on your little cam, Darren. You're an excellent zombie butler, and you've done excellent work. I also do appreciate the amount of research I had gotten from your recording. Dr. Hanaku also says thank you. Now come back with the Nana Shimura zombie and the other zombies immediately. You know where the exit point is, and I have a few zombies there waiting to pick you up. Don't be late. She, as the phone call ends. And that is the end of What If Deku Was Gecko Moria, Part 4. Sorry if there was a bit of pauses in this episode. But anyway, hopefully y'all like the What If, and make sure to like and subscribe for more.